Yo, I'm calling.
I'm Norika.
I got it wrong last time.
Last video.
Last video I was pointing here, but I was pointing to the wrong side of the video. So it's this way.
If you point towards me, like on the screen, which might be wrong in the actual video that people watch, it's like we're in Dragon Ball Z.
I think it's this. Hopefully it works. But yeah, and this is the binge.
How you doing, fam?
I'm okay. We just spoke. What? When is it? Saturday? Sunday?
Hey, Sunday.
Friday? Last week. So that was our first episode of a WAFCON update. We did the group stages. We got through the teams qualified, quarterfinals. We spoke a bit about the semifinals. And that's a week ago. We're here now. Semifinals have happened, and now we're here to chat about the finals. But yeah, nothing in my life has changed.
What have you been doing? How's the weather?
You the one that's me. Nothing has changed. I'm just doing the same thing over here. We're battling no electricity, no water. I had the flu, so everything in my life right now is an L. I'm not the one in Morocco, but
I'm the one in Morocco.
You are the one living your life.
At time of shooting this, there was the CAF Awards, and I'm not there. I'm busy shooting this. Not that I don't want to make content for the bench warmers, but
yeah.
Sadio M.I.A is somewhere in the city, and I feel like I need to find him. Like I think this is the closest I have ever been to greatness.
No, Sadio. Yeah, no, shout out Sadio. I mean, literally, I think 24 hours ago, he was playing in a friendly somewhere across the world. And, usually you don't find the stars making it back for the CAF Awards. But shout out to him, best African footballer on the planet, in my opinion, at this moment. So, yeah.
But we'll speak about the CAF Awards at the end.
Yeah.
Before we get into the football, have you been watching the athletics? I know we talk about football, but have you been watching the athletics?
I have. That is one thing that I've been struggling with. Because it's happening in Oregon, in Eugene. I don't know. First of all, I don't know what kind of place is named Eugene, right? But yeah, so the IAAF World Championship Athletics is happening. Time zones, guys, it's killing. It's killing. I mean, because we're over here at 4 a.m. our side is 7:30 their side. So to watch all the main races and stuff, it's tough. I watched the 400-meter semis this morning. I saw Wade run, so he made it to the final, yeah. Then a couple of days ago, I watched the 200-meter heats and stuff. So I think the finals are tonight. Well, tomorrow morning. Yeah, so it's another late night. My parents aren't going to love me for it because every time I watch it, I wake up at 5 p.m. that day and then they hit you with the look of disgrace. Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't been able to watch it. I can't do it all day. I've tried, and this is probably one of the first times where I've made peace that I can only watch highlights, and it hurts. So I don't go to social media. I don't know any of the results. I watch highlights and I pretend like it's the first time I'm getting this information. But I'm in Morocco. Actually, I don't even know what I've been doing on this trip, to be fair. I don't even know what kind of update. I ate snails.
That's what I was about to say. Norika sent pictures of her eating snails. And I mean, I've eaten snails before. We've all gone to Spur and had the garlic.
Escargot.
Oh, okay. It's going to be fancy. But I mean, I'm talking about Spur. I've never, they didn't serve escargot at Spur. They serve snails. There's a big difference, right? So I know garlic bread, cheese, and Banyana, that's snails. She sent a picture and a video into the family chat of a big drum of steamed or boiled.
It's like in a broth, it's like a snail soup. Because then you're meant to drink the soup afterwards.
Damn, that's that. How did it taste?
It's I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I didn't hate it. It was I like salty food. There was a lot of salt. It wasn't slimy. And in comparison, before I had the snails as a snack, someone had me try avocado juice, which is like avocado and milk, like avocado smoothie, and that tasted disgusting. So in comparison, for my day, like I'll do it again. Like I did a little bit of bread, probably some hot sauce.
What else did you try in Morocco? I know they got tagine.
I've had tagine. What's weird though, like the first time I had tagine, like they put French fries chips on it, and I was like, this is weird. I haven't had couscous yet, which I want to try. But like, unpopular opinion, Moroccan food is like,
like, no, it doesn't beat South African food.
Doesn't beat South African Indian, well, it doesn't beat Indian food, and I love Indian food, and I want rice and curry, but I don't know how to cook, so I'm getting none of that, and it's kind of spicy. I had really good seafood, which was dope, but I think the most exciting thing I've eaten has been the snails. Everything else is like, I can get that. Like it's nothing.
No. I know a lot of these countries over there where there's a lot of camels, they serve like camel hump and stuff. None of that. No exotic things like that. Me, I watch bizarre food. I watch the Travel Channel. I've seen Andrew Zimmerman go to these countries and they eat camel hump soup. It's a thing. Don't look at me weird.
Okay, no, I haven't had that. And on that note, let's get into the football because I don't want to speak about camel hump soup. How's it been? Have you been watching it? I'm pretty sure Dad's been like super into it.
No, I mean it was the semis. I mean it's only 2 games, so you had to watch it. And Banyana wasn't the semis. It was exciting to watch the semis. I can't lie. I think a disappointing part of it was the lack of a crowd at Banyana's semi-final game against Zambia in comparison to like the Morocco-Nigeria game. But like, yeah, surprisingly, like, I think if you go on the Twitter streets and then even like if you chat to your mates on WhatsApp or any social media stuff, like more people are starting to watch women's AFCON at the moment, you know, even if they're not fans of women's football, you know, they are getting into it. And I think even if you're not a fan of it, there's just this patriotism that's like brewing in South Africa at the moment and trying to get behind Banyana. So yeah, I'm loving it this side.
Load shedding, petrol's up, no water. We needed happiness.
Oh,
yes, and the girls. Yeah. My goodness, I promise you, like talking about the game, literally, this is like, so the game was in Casablanca and I am staying in Rabat because it just made sense. The majority of our games are here. And I went to Casa, I took the train, I went to Casablanca, I planned it out, and someone who has been helping me out in Morocco, they were there and they're like, I'll pick you up from the train station. If you're watching this video, I'm not coming at you. Thank you so much. I'm forever grateful for all the help that you have given me. So anyway, then like we go for a little drive because I get to Casablanca at like 4 and the game's at 6. And I knew it wasn't going to be full. And then they were like, let's go get something to eat. And I was like, you know what? I actually haven't eaten. So I could do something, like I could get food. Then we went, we put in the GPS and they're like, it's only 10 minutes and we'll get food. And then the stadium's only 10 minutes. Now Casablanca is like Johannesburg. It's like, it's super busy. It's not Johannesburg traffic, but it's relative to Morocco. It's like Johannesburg traffic. Yeah. And they put in the GPS and the stadium's here and we went here to get food. Now I ain't gonna lie, the food slapped. Like it was I can't remember, was it Syrian or Palestinian shawarma? It was really not like when you eat food and it's just everything, all the flavors, it was flavoring. And I keep looking at the time and I'm just like, I'm gonna be late to this game. I'm gonna miss the national anthem. I'll be late. Was I late to the game? Yes, I was late to the game. Also, I told the person, I was like, we need to get tickets. And they were like, no, you can just walk in. I was like, yes, I know that you can just walk in. But now, like, especially now for the semi-final, they want tickets to get scanned in. We get there, they don't want to let me in. Well, we get there, the entrance, they're like, this is the Zambian entrance. South Africa's entrance is on the other side. So then I had to walk around the stadium. Then I get there and they're like, you need a ticket. And I have to walk back here to try hustle a ticket. And then I went back and I missed the first 20 minutes. But eventually I got in, and when I got in, there were like a handful of South African supporters. Mama Joy is out here. Someone commented on one of our posts saying they don't trust her. She's gonna do a quick fast change on us and start supporting Morocco in the final because royal imports her. But Mama Joy got flown out, and I'm like, guys, I've been here, and they couldn't even get me into the VIP
from day one. I
can't even get into VIP. They can't even get me to where the other South African people are. Like, I've been here and now I'm being ignored. And I'm just like, bro, who do I need to speak to get me with the other South African people? Like, you guys can see that I'm not Moroccan. I'm wearing a 96 Bafana jersey, and I've spoken to at least 2 of you people before, and you guys can't get me in?
Yeah, no, it's tough over here. Maybe for the final, somebody's gonna sort something out. I know something's brewing. You'll be messaging a couple of people, making connections here and there. Hopefully,
nothing's brewing. Let's lower expectations. I'm going to be in the stands by myself, drowned by red. I want to be in the red.
Where would you rather be? Would you rather be in the stands with the supporters, like within the actual vibe of the game?
No one's supporting South Africa, it's just me, and everyone's confused, and everyone's like, you look Moroccan, why are you a traitor? For the sake of my life, I would like to be in VIP, living nice life things with Mama Joy. I'm just gonna put that out.
Yeah, shame, but you know what? The bench, we are people of the people. We're not VIP, posh individuals. So I feel like if you are in the stands, it will make sense, as the character of what we do here on the show. But yeah,
before we get to the final, what did you think about the Banyana game against Zambia? We won.
Before we chatting the vibes of the game, you said it was like a bit dead because of the lack of fans. I mean, you
Zambian fans came through though. Like Zambia side, there was a vibe.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the result, it was 1-0. Banyana did beat Zambia. Banyana dominated the game. I can say that they did. I mean, for 90 minutes they dominated. Zambia created chances. I think it was Grace Chanda, the captain. I don't know if she was the captain, but the number 11 for Zambia was insane. I mean, she was the one who was causing problems for us. But I think she was causing problems, but not really because they were a threat, but because we just went into our shell. I know last episode we spoke about how we shouldn't go into our shell and play lethargic football, but somehow Banyana proved us wrong again, and we're like, yo, there's just something that's not really connecting in the team at the moment.
I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't think Banyana dominated the game. From where I was sitting, we were offbeat. It seemed like Zambia had more of an attacking threat. They had more control in the game, and they were more settled in the game than we were. I don't know what it looks like on TV, but where I was
on TV, Banyana had more chances. They had more clear-cut chances. It's just that in terms of finishing their chances, they just weren't over there. I mean, you look at Knox. Knox was getting into positions again. Jermaine was doing the things. Linda was in the midfield, pulling strings. So they created chances, just that same as the previous game. They couldn't finish the chances. So in terms of actual chance creation, what wins the game, I feel like they dominated the game in that sense. But yeah, I agree with you in the sense of playing as a team, because even Zambia's keeper, from the keeper, defense, and the midfield, they look solid, whereas they weren't creating threatening chances. In comparison to us, it looked very choppy, and players weren't really connecting with each other. But somehow, at the end of the day, the women went out there and then they were actually creating chances.
Yeah. All I know is that after the game, Zambian players were mad. Twitter was mad. Zambia supporters, everyone was just mad because they said, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't know that was a penalty. I didn't know that went to VAR, because I saw the first penalty shout and then VAR said no, and it was a free kick outside the box. I was like, okay, cool. And then, sorry, all of a sudden, next thing you know, penalty again. And I was confused. I was like, what is going on? Everything stopped, then penalty, and there's a whole conspiracy theory around this. But, the conspiracy theory is that because Maloon Patrice is the CAF president, Africa needed to get to the final. I sat in a Twitter. that they were discussing.
That's what they've been saying on the Twitter streets. I mean, I even tweeted, I was like, yo, Banyana made it to the final, tough call or whatever, like, that's our football. And then some random guy just retweeted me or commented on my tweet and was like, this is a conspiracy, this was all planned out. Even the blind could see that was the wrong decision. And I was like, the blind? Why are we bringing the blind into the So yes, there was a lot of people that were hurt about it, but I mean,
it is what it is. We're in the final, baby.
It was a controversial call for a penalty, but that's how the ball rolls. That's how football is. You win some, you lose some. Yes, VAR should make things more clear, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's contact in the box. It's still the ref's decision whether or not that's a penalty. And you know what? We scored it. Linda McLeod put it in the back of the net, and that put South Africa into the AFCON final.
Against Morocco, who surprisingly beat Nigeria after extra time in penalties 5-4. So after extra time, after normal time, the game ended 1-1. Then they went into extra time, no one scored, and they went into penalties. And this game, I was still not, so now I watched our game. I was in Casablanca, then I had to rush back to the train station, had to catch a train. I was in the train going, should I stop over and go to this Morocco game and catch the second half? But I'm only going to catch the last 20 minutes. Let me just go home. If only I knew they were going into extra time and penalty shootout, I would have jumped off the train and gone to the game. That game, my money was on Nigeria because I felt like Nigeria and Banyana, we had some things to sort out between us. And I didn't expect Morocco to get to the final. Again, another conspiracy theory. Morocco got to the final because they are hosting it and they want to fill out the stadium and the atmosphere for the WAFCON final. It's a whole conspiracy.
Yeah, that game was insane. I mean, it was a big contrast, as I said. I didn't expect the stadium. I think that was the record attendance for women's football. I don't know, in Africa.
45,000.
Yeah, it was just a bit over 45,000 people in the stadium, packed to the brim. It was such a vibe. I mean, there was flares. I mean, the lasers. When there's lasers at a game, it means that something's on the line, and you're playing in Africa when there's lasers. So the fact that they brought out the lasers means that the Moroccan fans really wanted to win that game. Insane game. Where did you end up watching it though?
Back where I'm staying, I found a stream, and then
you didn't go to a pub or restaurant or to watch it with fans. I don't know how they do it over there.
No, I didn't. It's too much. It was it's too stressful to go out and find places. So I just I came home. I think by the time I came home, it was 9v11, which for Nigeria to go down 9 versus 11, and then still hold out for 90 minutes for the last 20 minutes of the 90 minutes, then still hold out for extra time and take you to penalties. Penalties is unfair because anyone can win penalties on the day. Literally anyone can win penalties. That was insane. I was in the group chat, was going off, and everyone said that the red cards were deserved. They deserved the red card. It wasn't bad officiating, but I think other parts of the game might have been bad or questionable officiating. But those red cards are red cards, and like people accepted it and they moved on. But
I mean,
you watched the full game. What did you think?
Yeah, this was a semi-final that was like, it's the host nation versus 9-time champions. So everything's on the line. You got 45,000 people in the stands, supporting you. So you imagine the pressure on both sides to pull out a result. I backed Morocco in this game because I watched their games leading up to the semi-final, and I was like, there's just, when you watch a host nation, they just being buoyed up by the crowd and the atmosphere. And I mean, there's no way. You can just feel it. You can just feel it in the air. There's no way that these guys can lose at this moment, And that was the feeling I got during the Morocco game.
Interesting that both games came from Morocco. They scored an own goal and then they scored the equalizing goal. There was no goal from Nigeria.
they went to the game. Morocco also out of the blocks. It was an insane game. Nigeria was making chances. Morocco was making chances. And then the red card happened. Boom, Nigeria down to 10 women. And then it's just like, what do we do now? But then even the commentators were saying like how you watch the Super Eagles, how they don't go into the shells, even though they had 10 women on the field. It was just like, we are Nigeria, 9 times champions, and we're going to do the things. They were making more chances than Morocco compared to Morocco with 11 women on the field. And then they got the opening goal. I mean, it was an own goal, but like that goal came from Nigeria pressure, you know?
100%.
So that was an interesting dynamic in the game. And then literally 2 to 4 minutes later, you just see Morocco bang, like equalize, you know? And then you thought like, oh my word, like Morocco just going to run away with it now because the 11v10 advantage. And then bam, another red card takes Nigeria down to 9. And then you're just like, okay, yeah, no, this is for sure Morocco's game. But even then still, Nigeria were out there just making more chances than Morocco. But yeah, interesting game to see a side with 11 women on the field versus a side with 9 on the field. You know,
I think it shows that Morocco, like, good credit to them to getting to the final, but 11v9 and you can't score a winning goal.
Yeah. I mean, like, it just shows that the quality of the Nigerian women's team with 9 women on the field to still go out there and produce a result within 90 minutes in the game, 1-1, you know? And it was a very threatening Moroccan team. I mean, we spoke about it in the last episode, Rosella Ayane up top, who plays for Tottenham Hotspur ladies. I rate her. I thought she was the standout player. If you watched it, everything went through her, the through balls. I mean, she's tall, she's lanky. She gets into everything.
Though. She's not the forward. She's not the guy that's going to score you the goal.
I don't think she plays forward though for Spurs. What I read about it was that she's more of a winger, but like she's like an all-round forward. But at the end of the day, she's such a threat. Where similar to like how we have Jermaine Subosenwe in our team, who just they might not score every goal, but they just a constant threat.
Rosella doesn't.
Yeah, but Timmy Katlana was the one who was like the main striker, you know. But Jermaine doesn't really score all the goals. She just similar to Knox, even how they just get into these spaces with their football intelligence and pace, you know. So she was creating a lot of chances. I mean, their equalizer came from it was a through ball. Rosella Ayane got onto it, and then she literally just crossed it into the box, and they finished it, you know. So at the end of the day, say what you want to say about her. It sounds like a lot of hate, but
it's not hate. It's not hate. Like I feel like I wanted to like live up to the expectation. I'm just saying that her reputation precedes what I've seen live when I've watched her play. I think Fatima, the number 11, Shebek, the 7, have been putting in work. And like they get so much love here. And I think there are other players in the Moroccan team. I don't know all their names, but I don't know whether Rosella's just hyped because she plays in Europe and she plays.
No, I think there is that European hype, but I mean, also I was about to say it wasn't just her. Like in the game, it was coming down. Like she played down the center, but a lot of the chances came down through the left. Also, where Fatima Tagnout was also like just being a constant threat throughout the whole game, you know. And then also they had a defense that was solid and a keeper that was solid. You know, we may not know all the names, but if you put the woman on TV, I would be like, she's a baller. Not so much baller. Like I can tell you, you know, they passed the eye test at the end of the day, the Moroccan team. So the game did go to penalties. Morocco did end up winning it on pens, but I think if you looked at the game as a whole, I think they fully deserved it. You know, Nigeria were hard done by, you could say, by 2 red cards, but I mean, we agreed on it. Looking back on it, even like watching it live, it was deserved red cards. It were just dangerous challenges. There's challenges you don't make in a semi-final in Continental Cup competition. You know? Yeah, like you don't make that. That was a very dangerous channel. So I don't blame the ref for giving them 2 red cards. It's harsh, but I mean, it's deserved. You just don't do that, you know. So they kind of did hand it to Morocco like on a silver platter, but at the end of the day, you still got to win the game, you know. So
conspiracy theory? Are you sounding like the people on the Twitter streets?
No, I'm not sounding because I mean like saying that Nigeria didn't want to win 10 in a row. They were like, you know what, we have 9. Like, let's just get 2 red cards and get out of there. Nah, like you could see, even with 2 red cards, they were
They
fighting.
still have one more
So,
game though. Nigeria have to play Zambia in the 3rd and 4th playoff. Well, yeah. Someone's getting a medal, someone's not getting a medal. But
like the best losers,
I think,
so nobody is there. So, you know.
I think everyone is looking forward to the final though, because that's what we're looking forward to. It's going to be a big game. It's Morocco, maiden, new kids on the block versus South Africa. We've been here before. We've been to finals. We've been to the African, like we've been in the African Cup of Nations year and year, like out. Well, not every year, but when it does happen, and we haven't won. So it's kind of like newbie versus experience, and who's gonna come out on top. And I was having this conversation with someone, like, keen to hear where you at. Like, do you think Banyana have this in the bag? Because you can have all the experience, but it's going to be hella intimidating when they step into that stadium. Like, I'm intimidated, and I'm not even on the pitch. I'm like, I'm gonna rock up at the stadium with my South African flag, being like, go South Africa, because I don't have a VIP ticket, so I'm be by myself in the Red Sea, because now I'm calling the fans the Red Sea. That's what the fan base is now going to be referred to as the Red Sea. You know, trying to live life, trying not to start a fight. And I feel like the fight is going to come from me. It's not even going to come from like the Morocco, like it's going to come from me. I'm going to be the person who's going to have too big of a mouth talking smack in the stadium. So yeah, like I think our team is better.
Yeah, I know. Going into the final, South Africa, I think on paper, are the favorites. That's something you can't discount. I mean, I think Morocco going up against Banyana, yes, they may have the 12th man on the pitch with them, but they are going up against the 2nd best team in this competition at the moment, you know, and now currently the best team on paper on the final. Auntie Diz is going to have a lot of hard decisions to make going into,
I think she knows
into this final.
What the team is. I think she knows. Yes. As a coach, you have to know, right?
We spoke about what we thought her personality was. You know, that strict auntie.
And she came after you and she said no. Guys, she's like, Coach Des came after Colin and you know, was like, hey, listen, it ain't like that. I'm not even like that.
Nah, she understood what we meant like that. She was like, yeah, we all do have the auntie. She agreed, but she was like, I'm not that auntie, you know, I'm just the fun one. It was like, no, we see you dancing in the dressing room, but then we also see you on the sideline. There's no fooling us, Auntie Diz. We know it, you know. But yeah, I mean, she does have a lot of tough decisions, I think, going into the final. I think she's gonna stick and not twist with her starting 11. She might not add anybody into it. Maybe one change, but it depends on. It's gonna be interesting to see who that one change may be. I mean, you saying take out Talia Schmidt and put somebody else in her place, like, you know, that has more of an impact on the game. I think at this stage, you just got to leave it. You know, you put faith in your starting 11 from game 1, and they took you to the final. So,
but no, that wasn't the starting 11 from game. The only reason Talia is starting is because Temi got injured. So
yeah, but I mean,
we lost her. Jermaine had to come in, and we had to fill in people moved around. Do you know what I mean?
She was always an option, clearly.
Yeah, she was always an option. She was always an option.
You put her in there for a reason, you know, and she's taking you this far. I mean, both games, like we won, and we won it with a clean sheet. So
all I know is that Andile is about to give us a goalkeeping masterclass. Refilwe Jane. There's something about like, okay, so sometimes when I watch her play, I'm just like, oh, like you're my captain, but like just like I need something. But then she passes like this magnificent ball, like her distribution of the, like she picks out, she will find you. She will find you in the darkness, lost at sea, 100,000 kilometers away. That ball will find you, and she will. And it's not once in the game. It's not twice in the game. It's multiple times in the game. Given her the space and the chance, the ball's at her feet, and she looks up. That ball is finding you. And I'm just like, this is amazing. We're gonna get a goalkeeping masterclass. We're going to get some crisp balls from our captain. We're going to get Knox doing what Knox does best, which is, I don't know, like top tier footballing intelligence and movements. Her movement off the ball is just as great as the movement on the ball. We're going to get Jermaine like attacking the goals, because I think if we think about South African football as a whole, and a large part of the bench has been speaking about the men's game and like the PSL and I hate comparing like the men's game to the women's game, but the pandemic of South African football is we've never had a good striker after Benny McCarthy in any form of the game. Benny was out here scoring goals, and like Benny, but not even if he didn't score the goals, he still attacked the goal. Do you know what I mean? Like he got into like you could see that hunger to score and attack the goal. And when I watched Jermaine play, I'm just like, all she wants to do is get the ball and like shoot it towards goals, which is what more can you want from the person who's meant to give you goals? And Linda's going to bring stability into the team and a little bit of creativity. And I think we're going to win. I think I'm looking forward to being in a packed stadium. If I get in, I'm planning to get to the stadium super early. Packed stadium. And when we score our first goal, just the Red Sea going quiet.
Norika is putting her life on the line for Banyana. We love to see it. We love to see it. I mean, I chatted to a lot of my mates, and I think everybody's just excited. They were like, not a South African final in my lifetime, and people are just so excited to see a South African footballing team in a final within their lifetime. You know, I mean, it's like talking about younger people. I mean, our parents, our uncles, our gogos, everybody, they saw it, you know, but like we didn't get it. We didn't really get to see it. We were too young to actually understand the magnitude of it, you know. So, I mean, we kind of had an experience with that run, Bafana 2009-10, but they never made the final. They were just like a kind of good team that could have competed, you know, in smaller competitions, but they didn't live up to it. So now we have Banyana actually living up to the hype and taking us to the final, you know. And if these women do bring home the trophy, I think it's just going to be scenes that I can't.
When we bring home the trophy, it's going to be scenes.
It's coming. Home is coming.
Put you on the spot, Carl. Score prediction.
Score prediction for me, I think this game will end 2-2 and go to penalty shootouts. And Andile Dlamini will be the man or woman of the match.
Woman of the match.
Woman of the match for saving the penalty.
Your football knowledge is very good.
That's football. That's football. That's football.
But talking about Andile, there are the CAF Awards, which I started the show off with, that I'm not at.
Yeah.
And by the time you watch this, everyone would have won their CAF Awards, and maybe I would have met Sadio Mane, and maybe I would have not. Who knows? Also, I heard Lucas Radebe is out here in town, so maybe I find maybe I don't. But thoughts on the CAF Awards? I know we have the Intercontinental Player Award. So like they have a women's award, since we're talking about women's football, they have a women's award for like inter clubs. So you play for clubs in the continent, and then they have an award for people who play off the continent. So we have 2 players for the inter club award. I think it's going to go to Andile, the goalkeeper. Both South African players, I think, play for Mamelodi Sundowns, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's going to go to Andile. And then we have Coach Des for Coach of the Year, which I think she should win.
Yeah, I mean, if she goes, I mean, by the time we air this out, everybody will know who the winners are. But I mean, Andile Dlamini does deserve Women's Goalkeeper of the Year. They are the inaugural champions with Mamelodi Sundowns women's team. Coach Des, I think what she's done for the women's game over the past couple of years, and especially to the heights that she's taken by Banyana, to even compete against 9 times champions against Nigeria and win, I mean, that's just impeccable. So I think she does deserve it also. So it is going to be interesting to see if they do win it. Our guy, Sadio Mane, has to win it. I mean,
What
it's
did
tough
Travis call
to.
it? Chocolate happiness.
Oh, something crazy, yeah. Nah, but Travis always comes up with the crazy lines.
Yeah.
That's why we don't bring him around anymore.
I'm just glad I'm not at the CAP Awards. Like I'm right here. But you know what? Next year will be the year. We will be there. We'll be accredited at the CAP Awards. Living life. The CAP Awards are happening. Like Morocco's up. Hey, there's no load shedding. They have water. There's WAFCON final happening on Saturday. The CAP Awards happen. People, it's summer. The sun's out. So late. You can't see this right now, but we are not shooting at like lunchtime. We are shooting at past your bedtime time right now. And the sun is out. People are coming alive. So, you're living life out there. Are you nervous though for the final?
No, I'm not nervous for the final. I'm excited. On the contrary, because I mean, as I said, the South African Football League final within my lifetime. It's something that I can't actually wait to actually see. I don't know what emotions I may experience actually watching the final and seeing us lifted. What I can compare this to is that I can say, like, I'm not the biggest women's football league fan. Women's football is something new to a lot of people, but watching it, you just become so ingrained into it. Similar, I can compare it to another sport like rugby, where I'm not the biggest rugby fan, but if the Bucks are playing in a final, like, there's just this patriotic emotion that you just have that's like, oh my word, my country just won something.
Like, credit to our dad. Like, I think we've watched way more women's football than a lot of people have. Like, do you remember growing up, like every time the Women's World Cup had been on, we watched it, or when Banyana had played, we have watched them. So it's not like it's foreign to us.
Yeah, it's not like we don't watch it. It's not foreign to us, but I mean, like, you don't watch it. It's a big disproportion in the amount of viewing time, So 100%. Even if I may only watch international games, at the end of the day, I'm watching my country lift the trophy, and I feel like me and the other 60 million South Africans out there are just going to be behind Banyana and hoping 100%. That these women bring home the trophy.
You guys, I'm either going to make it back to South Africa or I'm going to be engulfed by the Moroccan Red Sea. And I'm hoping that, I hope that there's 45,000 sad people faces in that stadium. Like, genuinely, that is, like, I want to see heartbreak. I want to see 808 and heart. I want to see tears. I want to see sadness. I want people to be like, this, I want to leave the stadium. And then, just the South Africans vibing out, probably me by myself, and then all the VIP people, because again, I'm going to keep harping on about this. They didn't want to let me into the stadium on multiple occasions, and they don't want to make me a VIP person. But before we go, because it's time for us to go, I nearly was not seen on TV. So all your theories about me either dating the cameraman or bribing him is fake, because Mama Joy was probably on TV way more than I was, because there were more South Africans.
But you were showed on TV. Fact of the matter, you may have came half an hour late to the game. At the end of the day, the cameraman found you and put you on the TV screen. So you still haven't beaten those allegations, Norika.
Haven't beaten the allegations. Well, we'll see I'm hoping at the finals, when I start crying because we win, you don't catch me on TV. I hope they don't catch me.
You gotta paint the flags on the cheeks, wear the flag, get all of that. Go like full supporter art for the final.
I need to go find paint now to paint my face with the flag. That's what I need to go
put a whole flag on the whole face.
No. Maybe. Anyway, this has been great. I'm low-key missing. Tell the family I said hi, because my parents don't call me. But drop a comment. Let us know, what did you think about the semi-finals? What did you think about Banyana's performance? Who do you think is going to win the final? Do you think it's going to be Morocco, or do you think it is finally time for South Africa and specifically Banyana to lift this trophy for us to win? Yes. And by the time you watch this, the CAP Awards would have happened, and people would have won awards. So come into the comments and let us know your thoughts on who won what awards. Do you agree? Do you disagree? you know, what are the vibes? It's all love and good vibes from Morocco, at least from me. You know what it is. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Norika, and this is
Right side, Colin.
This is
We are the
Colin,
best.
and we are the bench.